The 2023 Florida Derby is a 1 1/8 mile Grade 1 stakes race run on the dirt at Gulfstream Park on Saturday, April 1st. It is a major prep race in advance of the Kentucky Derby. Winning the Florida Derby yields 100 points and earns eligibility to run in the Kentucky Derby during the first Saturday in May. The Kentucky Derby is a historic Grade 1 $2,250,000 1 1/4 mile race of epic importance in both purse money won and status, determining a stallion's breeding value. Last year's 2022 Florida Derby was won by co-owner of C2 Racing's White Abarrio, trained by Safi Joseph Jr. This year, C2 Racing are owners of two Florida Derby contenders, Mr. Peaks and Nautical Star. In 2022, White Abarrio entered and won the Florida Derby as the favorite. This year, the race is being contested against Forte, the heavy favorite co-owned by Mike Rapoli out of Todd Pletcher's barn. Forte, the 2022 Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner and Eclipse Award champion, handily won Gulfstream's Fountain of Youth Stakes. Rocket Cam, who finished second in that race, will be competing on April 1st in the Arkansas Derby for qualifying points towards the Kentucky Derby. We interviewed connections of additional Fountain of Youth contestants, Cyclone Mischief, Mage, Il Miracolo, and other experts regarding the chances to upset Forte in the Florida Derby. Footage from the end of both White Abarrio's win in 2022 Florida Derby and Forte's win in the 2023 Fountain of Youth Stakes are included in the Horse Doc Talking Horses YouTube channel at www.whasupdoc.com. That's WUZUPDOC.com. We thank Gulfstream Park for use of portions of those races which follow.
White Abarrio's still there, and White Abarrio wins the Florida Derby for Safi Joseph Jr. from Charge It in second and Simplification third. Papa Cap ran fourth. The time for the race, 1:50.3. Overhaul Cyclone Mischief, who's very game, but Forte's very good. As a 3-year-old, he debuts with an easy victory in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Here's your 2-year-old champion. Here's Forte, geared down.
All right, good morning. My name is Billy Badgett. I'm the executive director of racing operations at Florida. I'd like to welcome everybody to Gulfstream Park, getting ready for Saturday's Florida Derby, the 72nd running. It's become a prominent race for 3-year-olds, 100 points for the prep for the Kentucky Derby. And we'd like to welcome everybody. Come out and have a great time and watch tremendous horses running.
I'm here with Hall of Fame trainer, fighting for leading trainer at Gulfstream Park, Todd Pletcher. He's got the leading horse for the Kentucky Derby right now. He's worried about the Florida Derby. That's Forte. Superstar, reminds me of the old eras of Secretariat and horses like that. Todd, tell me just briefly a little bit about this horse and why you're so high on this horse and what you think about him.
Well, he had a great 2-year-old campaign, being a Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner, champion 2-year-old, and came back, had a really good winter, filled out, grew up some, and couldn't be more happy with the way he performed in the Fountain of Youth, first start back. And see to do everything the right way, very professionally, and come back and train forwardly for the Florida Derby.
Why do you think everyone's ducking you? I mean, the answer is obvious to the public, but what's your opinion as a professional horseman?
Well, I think this time of year there's so many opportunities for 3-year-olds. There's between Florida, New York, Arkansas, Louisiana, Kentucky, California. Everyone's sort of looking at where they feel like their best opportunity to win one of these races are. So, some years you might have some horses want to ship in for the Florida Derby. I think when you have sort of a horse that looks like he's going to be a prohibitive favorite, then maybe they would offer another spot that's a little more wide open.
You have a second tier horse, Captain Trice. He won the Tampa Bay, and what's next on the agenda for him?
Right now he's courting for the Bluegrass at Keeneland, and super pleased with the way he's been developing. It's a horse that's bred to run any distance. I think the Belmont at 1.5 miles is something that would fit his wheelhouse. So I think one thing we're working on is trying to get him a little more into the race early. It tends to not break very quickly, so working on that. But aside from that, I mean, the horse is super talented, and we're looking forward to the bluegrass.
Now, I know you are concerned only about the horses under your care. We've been through this before, but if I had to say there's anyone out there that you're looking at that would be significant competition, would you pick any particular horses? It's such a wide open field right now.
Well, I think it's wide open at this stage, and this final round of preps will really kind of sort things out. I thought Practical Lou was impressive on the West Coast, and then Instant Coffee is going to run the Louisiana Derby this weekend. He'd be one of the favorites. The Arkansas Derby, I think Reincarnated Baffords, if he goes there, he's looked like he had some trouble in the Rebel. So at this time of year, these horses can develop quickly, and it's a deep group. We're super happy with the ones that we have, but we also know that it's a long time between now and the first Saturday in May, and the most important thing is to stay healthy.
Wish you the best of luck. You're always in the battle. You've always come forward, and you always do well. And hope that you get to the Derby with both your horses, and we get to follow you.
Thank you.
I'm here with super trainer Dale Romans. He's the trainer of Cyclone Mischief. Just letting me know that the horse will be in the Florida Derby coming up, and that's a big move. I know he's got a lot of hopes for this horse. Tell me a little bit about your horse, what your expectations are, and also just tell me a little bit about the trail to the Derby. Everyone's going all over the place and avoiding Forte.
Everybody tries to get points. Sometimes not avoiding Forte will get you points faster than anything. We'll try to beat him, and it'll be a short field probably. If we run second or third, we'll have enough points to go try to upset him in the Kentucky Derby. Right now, it's just about gathering points and getting eligible.
We're here with Gustavo Delgado, who is a co-trainer, assistant trainer with his dad on Mage coming up for the Florida Derby. He helped pick this horse, founded the Timonium Sale, been watching it throughout its career. You're into a big race here with an opportunity. If you get, I believe it's a third, you'd probably have a good shot at getting in the race. What encouraged you to race in the Florida Derby, and what's your chances and what's your outlook for this?
Well, at the beginning we were thinking of short field that was meant to be the Florida Derby originally. Forte was the main horse. I believe he's proven that he's in a different level at this point. Scare all the horses away, and the racing office, I believe they did a good job in finding horses, and then now we have a 12-horse field. Maybe in a short field, we might have a better shot at going. Probably the bluegrass was the other option that we had at the beginning, and we decided to stay here. One, because it's Gulfstream. All of his two previous races were here. Here we are. The horse is doing really well, which is one of the things that also we took into consideration. And it's a horse that's on the improve. So he lacks experience, but he's very talented.
Well, you were benefited with a good post position 4, whereas some of the horses with superior credentials on paper are out further in the 9 to 12 spot, including Forte in the final spot. Last time a horse won from that spot was Big Brown, I think 2008. That's horse racing. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. I'm here with Mark Barnett. He's the owner, or one of the owners, of Whiteout Barrio, who won the Florida Derby last year. And this year he's got 2 horses in the Florida Derby. Mark, why don't you tell me about your 2 horses and why you're so excited to be in the Derby again?
Well, they're both private purchases for us. This will be the first time they run here at Gulfstream for us, and we bought them both with a specific plan in mind. In particular with Mr. Peaks, he's run 2 sprint races, so he's ready to route now, and he's filled with natural early speed. We think he can carry that speed. 2 turns, whether it's a mile and an eighth in Grade 1 company, we're going to find that out. But we like the spot. The race is void of some speed, so I would expect him to be out near the front end with Edwin Gonzalez and take him as far as they can.
Now you have decent positioning as far as the post position.
Correct.
Some of the higher touted horses from previous races, they're camped out further.
Correct. The last 4 post positions have a bad track record. Okay, I think they're 14th for 249 or something like that. So obviously a good horse like Forte can probably overcome pretty much anything. He's obviously the class of the field, fastest on all the numbers you look at, whether it's Ragus, the sheets, the black box, the buyer numbers. He's definitely the fastest and best horse in the race. So we've got a lot of running to do if we expect to beat him.
Wish you the best. It'd be great to repeat your success of last year, huh?
Yeah, sure would. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Nautical Star. We bought him out of Oklahoma Park and brought him in. He's actually an Oklahoma bred, so shipping an Oklahoma bred into Florida. We're open to bringing him in here and run big in the Florida Derby. This is White Barrio. He won the Florida Derby last year for us, C2 Racing Stable and La Milagrosa. He was also a private purchase, and we expect for our two new private purchases run big next Saturday in the Florida Derby.
I understand he's running or you think him, considering running him in the Carter.
He's running in the Carter Handicap at Aqueduct the following weekend on April 8th, which is a grade 1. We look forward to run big there.
Saffy Joseph Jr., who last year won the Florida Derby, now he's got 4 horses in a 12-horse field.
You're thankful that for the owners to give me 4 horses that could be able to compete in this race. We're not coming into like last year where we had one of the favorites. This year we have more long shot horses, but they're horses that are capable that one of them may be able to jump up and compete or get it all. But you always hope to win. Realistically, Forte is a deserving favorite. I mean, he's tough to beat, although he's drawn white. I mean, he's the best horse in the race. I mean, there are 2 ways about it, but it's horse racing. You take a chance, and if you don't take a chance, you never know.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I'm here at Antonio Sadio's barn. He's got a horse, Il Miracolo, entered. We're talking to Gino Prada. What do you think about your horse, how he's doing right now, and his chances?
Okay, we get in the Florida Derby. We try with the Il Miracolo. You know, it's a good runner baby. It's a good horse. We try the last 2-3 months the Kentucky Derby option, right? And the horse running good, but for the moment don't get a point for the Derby. And try next Saturday here for the Florida Derby for the big race, or try taking the necessary Kentucky Derby point. The horse feel good, looking good. Yesterday working. If you check the official work, is the best 5 furlong work yesterday in Goshen Park on their meal, and they will get a chance.
I'm here at Palmetto's Training Center with Danny Gargan. He's got a horse in the race. I hope I pronounced it properly, Dubianel. Yes. And that horse won the Remsen and then had a disappointment in a follow-up stakes race. However, what are your chances here, Danny? You also got the 12 spot. Just give me a quick summation of how you think things are going to shape up.
My horse is actually training really well coming into the race. We're, obviously the 12 hole is lot to overcome. He was kind of had a rough trip in the, when he ran the same up David, he got checked real bad in the first turn and had to pull up. And then he just scalped around there after that. So, we'd like to get a clean trip. We were hoping to get like the 9 or 10 hole out of 9 or 10. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. And the horse is doing really well. You're running against the best horse in the country. Forte is the best 3-year-old right now. I mean, there's no questions about that. And hopefully we could run second to him. That'd be great. Or third.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
We're here at Palmetto's with Jimmy Jerkins. We want a professional opinion on how this race appears to be shaping up. No one ever knows, but Jimmy's got pretty good instincts.
Well, hard to go past Forte, of course, because of what he's done so far. Todd's been saying how he hasn't been a straw in his path, which is, you got to be extremely lucky for that to happen. And but it looks like it's happening, and he's drawn a tough post. But Irad he's in his zone. He'll know what to do, and the horse is responsive enough to where I think he'll be able to put him where he wants to. Outside of that, I'm pretty confident Dale's horse, Cyclone Mischief, will bounce back. Last race was too bad to be true, and I know he's a good horse. And Danny Gargan's horse, he's sure disappointed in Tampa, and he's drew a tough post, and I think he beat a very suspect field when he won as a 2-year-old late in Aqueduct. So I think those two, Forte and Cyclone Mischief, are the ones you got to look at.
We thank all the trainers who helped us record the events leading up to this historic 2023 Florida Derby race. We wish all trainers, jockeys, and horses a safe and healthy competition. It is our hope that our audience will now better appreciate the sport of kings as this big step towards the Kentucky Derby unfolds. We will try to follow several of the horses and trainers as they compete in the Kentucky Derby and the subsequent Triple Crown races. Most important, thanks to our loyal audience.